Hey everybody, it's Grayson. Welcome back to the channel, and I hope you're having a great day. I've been away for a bit, kind of running my business and traveling, so I decided to come back and talk about the infamous Dave Ramsey rant. Now, if you haven't seen it, I'll link to it in the comments, but it is all over the place. It went viral on Twitter. Basically him going on a rant because somebody called in to talk about safe withdrawal rates in retirement. And he was talking about a 4 to 5%. And then he also referenced George Camel's video about a 3% withdrawal rate, which was in reference to somebody talking about FIRE, financial independence, and retire early. So you are retiring early and you have to have a safer withdrawal rate. Now, I'm not going to go into all the math because, to be honest, Dave Ramsey used my kid's math. He used 12 as an average rate of return in the stock market. And then he said with inflation of average 4%, you can safe withdrawal 8. Well, in theory, that is true. You could do that if everything lived in a vacuum. He apparently forgot that those are called averages, and there are years where the stock market is down, aka 2022 when it was down nearly 20%. And there are years when it is up even higher than 12%. But that's not how markets work. They don't just stick to the average. That is an average. So there are going to be ups and there are going to be downs. You cannot use an basic child's math going 12 minus 4 equals 8 as a safe withdrawal rate. There is a reason why the 4% rule exists as a guideline. Statistically, it gives you the best options to have money through retirement without losing it all. So that's why it exists. Yes, there are variances to it. You can juggle it and change it. You can have 1 year where you take out more, 1 year where you take out less. But the 4% rule gives you a great guideline to keep money flowing in retirement. Now, he says one thing about what happens with all the other 4% that if you don't take it out, let's say you have 8% between inflation and then your 4%, well, that actually grows your nest egg. And there is nothing wrong with that. That actually gives you more security because you're not taking that out and that money keeps getting reinvested and growing. Because again, you have up years and you have down years. But I wanted to focus and touch on one specific thing that Dave talks about. And that is the hope that we are all crushing these people saying they'll never have enough money in retirement. Now, I'm all for creating hope because I don't want people to think, oh, I'll never have enough money, I can't retire. No, what we should be doing is providing them with real information so they know the goal that they have to go towards. You don't give people false hope off of incorrect information. Telling people that they can live off of $80,000 a year or they can pull out $80,000 a year if they've saved up and invested $1 million by the time they retire is not good because they're going to have a lot of struggles. They're most likely going to run out of money, especially if they start in a year that's down. Let's say they start in 2022 and they had $1 million. Well, that year lost 20% nearly. That means your $1 million nest egg is now at $800,000. So you can't just keep taking $80,000 out. Doesn't work. So I think the hope part is that we should be giving people correct information so they know what they can aim towards. Now, you can say, hey, this is just it's not an exact rule that you have to follow. It's a guideline. The 4% rule is a guideline. I think Dave was completely wrong here, and I'm pretty sure the entire internet also believes he was completely wrong here. He threw George Camel right under the bus and didn't even know the context of his video. That right there shows that he is out of touch with his own audience. This isn't about hope. This is about giving people the correct information to give them the best opportunities to have money when they retire. If you are giving them and saying, hey, you only need to save $1 million, well, that is a lot of money. And a lot of people don't have that saved. But if you're in your early 30s, you can typically easily get to that number. You have a lot of time to get there. But telling them that they can then live off of 8% is a disservice to these people. It's not about giving them hope. It's about giving them false information to create a false hope. That is wrong. Give people the right information and let them take that and do with it what they will. So I'm with everybody else. Dave was just flat out wrong, but I wanted to go on the hope part and talk more about that hope part because we already know that his math was just stupid. And then he wanted to use that and say, this is because we don't want to ruin their mindset of not even trying to save for retirement. But you should be giving people the correct information. You should be giving people the best case scenario that they can do. Because what happens when somebody goes, all right, I knew I listened to Dave, I can save $1 million and I can live off $80,000 a year. What happens then in retirement when they run out of money? Because there's a couple of down years and they get destroyed in their portfolio. Well, now they have to go get another job. And you don't have a lot of marketability when you're older. But if you can use your younger self when you actually are at your highest earning years and go towards a goal that you know you can survive off of statistically, like a 4% rule, that's a much better thing. That's better for people. So my hope is that you don't listen to Dave on this. Dave is great for budgeting, getting out of debt, but his investment advice has always shown to be pretty bad. If you guys want to follow somebody that does a great job with growing wealth beyond the getting out of debt, I suggest you follow the Money Guy Show. Those guys are awesome and they give you a lot better and newer advice for investing and growing wealth. Let me know what you guys think about the Dave Ramsey rant in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think. I'd love to know if you think he was wrong, if he was right, or what his motivation was, or if he just completely lost it. I appreciate you taking the time. I hope to see you next time, and I hope we're all just a little bit wealthier.